Breaking right now, a Detroit police officer killed in the line of duty, another wounded in a shootout with the suspect on the city's west side.
The tragedy unfolding with a frantic call to police during a home invasion.
Officers responding to the home in the area of Wyoming and Pembroke near Chippewa on Detroit's west side. Once inside, the suspect opened fire.
Tonight, we have live Team 7 coverage of the deadly police shooting, beginning with Alan Campbell live at Sinai Grace Hospital, where both the mayor and chief spoke just a few moments ago. Alan?
Well, it's just a very sad and somber scene here at Sinai Grace Hospital. There are still several police officers who are out here on scene, but several of them leaving the hospital now. As we're approaching to come up here, set up for a live shot, they just looked at me and said, this is very sad and very tragic. Now, Chief Craig says that those officers were responding to that home invasion just before or around 7:20 on Detroit's west side near Wyoming and Pembroke. When officers arrived on scene, they say occupants inside that home came running out and said a person was inside. Take a listen to what Chief Craig and the mayor say happened next.
There was a report that there was a suspect inside the home armed with a rifle. The officers put that additional information out over the air, and in doing so, additional officers arrived, and the second set of officers. The officers made entry into this home. Once they made entry, they cleared the upper level of the home in search of this suspect. As they began to go downstairs, the suspect, who was armed with a high-powered rifle, began to open fire on the officers. 2 of the 4 officers was hit by gunfire. A 3-year veteran of the department sustained a single gunshot wound to his left leg. The second officer, 18-year veteran, sustained a single gunshot wound to his neck. Because it was a high-powered rifle, the round traversed up through the rear of his skull where the bullet was lodged. Both officers were transported here, treated. The one officer with the wound to his leg is right now in serious condition. He's conscious and moving around. Unfortunately, our 18-year veteran succumbed to his injuries.
4 officers go into a house with an armed and dangerous gunman in order to protect our citizens, and we lost a hero. These nights are the worst part of the job for the chief and me, and I think it's a night for Detroiters to reflect on what these police officers mean to us. They're just on a shift, and all of a sudden they're in a life and death situation.
And one thing police wanted to get across to all of you about that 18-year veteran who tragically lost his life tonight is that he was a hard worker. He loved everyone, would do everything and anything for his community, and loved serving the city of Detroit, but more importantly, was a teacher and mentor to all these young police officers who now serve the city of Detroit and protect us daily and nightly. As for that suspect, we're told that he does have a gunshot wound and is also being treated here at Sinai Grace, listed in temporary serious condition. But tonight, Detroit police and this 18-year veteran's family need your prayers. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Alan Campbell, 7 Action News.
You're so right about that, Alan. You could hear the pain in the chief's voice, and certainly the mayor as well.
Well, the chain of events that led to this tragedy tonight started as officers responded to a home on Wyoming.
Team 7 coverage continues now with 7 Action News reporter Rudy Harper. He is live at the scene on Detroit's west side. Rudy, what do you know?
Carolyn and Dave, people here, neighbors, and the police here in shock. You can see it on their faces. Witnesses say they heard 5 gunshots. Now, there are 2 crime scenes here a block apart. This one behind me is near Wyoming and Chippewa. It's where the chief says those officers were faced with a high-profile rifle. Chaos near Wyoming and Chippewa. 2 police officers struck by gunfire. Neighbors outside their homes in shock.
I've never seen that many police cars over in this area, and I've been here 60 plus years.
The injured officers rushed to Sinai Grace Hospital in patrol cars. Community activist Stevetta Johnson says the suspected gunman was shot and captured on Kentucky Street in front of her family member's house.
This is the problem. These kids have nothing to do. Nothing to do. It's just ridiculous.
And back at the center of the investigation, there was a car crash as shots rang out. This woman explained how it happened in a WXYZ Facebook Live video.
I saw the police cars and I thought it was an accident. Then all of a sudden I heard gunfire. And at the same time that cruiser was trying to get over, hit me head on.
What's hurting?
My jaw, all in here because the airbag hit me and my knee is swollen.
And back out here live, we know that woman went to the hospital with minor injuries. Multiple law enforcement agencies are at the scene as this investigation goes into overdrive. A command post also set up here. It could be a long night for investigators. Now we're working to learn more about the suspect here at the scene. Once we know, we will let you know. Live here on Detroit's West Side, I'm Rudy Harper, 7 Action News.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of officers out there, because that officer who was killed loved so much, and then they're worried about the other officer recovering right now in the hospital.
And Chief James Craig saying the difficult task of going and informing the family of the officer's death. Very, very tough night.
Yeah, his mother was at the hospital tonight. Really
all the way
tragic and
around.
sad.
Rudy, thank you for the live report there. Stay with 7 Action News throughout the show and on WXYZ.com for continuous coverage of the deadly police shooting in the city of Detroit tonight.